So you just heard what the Tamil Nadu BJP chief, K. Annamalai, said there at that speech in Chennai. Joining us live on this broadcast is Mr. Annamalai. Sir, thank you for joining us here on India Today. Since that comment of yours in Chennai, there's been one question everyone's asking. In the Eknath Shinde yaar Tamil Nadu, who is the Eknath Shinde in Tamil Nadu?
Namaste. Whenever you see this dynastic politics taking hold, and corruption being the root of everything that is happening in a particular state, it is always you see a rebel inside who will come out. It is the natural part of politics. In Tamil Nadu, what I meant is, if you look at the comparison of the Shiv Sena family and the DMK family, it's a very interesting comparison. The first son wanted to be an actor, he failed in it. The second son is away from the family. The third son is chief minister. And the third son is the Yuva Morcha Adhyaksh in both the places. Here also the chief minister is trying to bring his son into the cabinet at any point of time from now. So I was speaking in that context, and having said it, Eknath Shinde can be anybody. It can be any among the person who's inside the DMK. When you try to strangle the whole democracy by keeping your own person from top to bottom, the democracy itself will make sure that gets adjusted. That is what I meant. We just have to wait and see. But I am confident as a citizen of the state, the extent of dynastic politics here, the extent of corruption here, the extent of anti-central government rhetoric here is too high. So any point of time you will see people coming out from DMK because they themselves don't believe. If you take the recent example of Madam Draupadi Murmu, a party like DMK which stands for social justice, which they claim, I personally know many of the DMK MLAs want to cross-vote for Draupadi Murmu ji because they believe this is what the party was founded initially. Now, simply because they have a political ideology right now, which is anti-Modi, anti-center, and the MLA themselves are not accepting the fact, why should I, against my conscience, vote against Draupadi Murmu ji? Because she is the best candidate a country can find. There are a lot of context, subcontext inside. Yesterday in our fasting program against the DMK government, I mentioned in that context, madam.
Yeah. Annamalai, at this point, you've been making several hints there that there's already a rebellion brewing within the DMK. So do you think that's going to become a reality soon? And second, what will the BJP's role be in such a circumstance? Is it going to be similar to Maharashtra, where we'll perhaps see an Annamalai becoming deputy chief minister?
BJP is always a mute spectator. BJP is always a mute spectator doing our own work in our democracy. We are not here to destabilize any government, get into any government's functioning. That is not in our DNA. The same thing in Maharashtra, the same thing in Tamil Nadu as well. Here, we are doing our role as one of the opposition party by taking DMK government to task in their failed promises. But what I meant in the overall context is the democracy can only take that much. Else democracy itself will start the self-correcting mechanism. That's the beauty of democracy. Here in Tamil Nadu, what you are seeing is it is going beyond what a democracy can take it. Yesterday also I mentioned close to 40 MLAs are the sons or the grandsons of a particular MLA, either in the second or third generation. Tamil Nadu, if you look at it, at least 11 ministers, whom I call Kurunilla Mannar, their grandfather started the party in 1967 and the grandson is the party now. So a democracy can take only that much. Now, when you, only for rhetoric's sake, you talk about social justice, you talk about all those things, people will not believe it. So there is a self-correcting mechanism. A person has to come out, he has to rebel, that's part of the process. I think the last straw in the camel's back here is going to be the voting for Draupadi Murmu ji. Because everybody in Tamil Nadu knows, a land of social justice, they know, Draupadi Murmu ji is the best selection cutting across party lines. So there you try and force a candidate which goes against the conscience of a particular MLA. That will be the first occasion. Then you will continuously see one thing or the other happening.
So you're saying there'll be cross-voting then. Like Maharashtra, do you believe the trigger could be more power being given to Udhayanidhi Stalin?
Udhayanidhi Stalin is one among them. More power being given to a coterie of people who surround the DMK's first family. It is a couple of ministers. It is probably the people belonging to the first family themselves. It is the chief minister's son-in-law who is doing the remote control government, sitting in Chennai, sitting in Dubai, sitting in London. All the deals happening outside. It is the principal secretary going to the son-in-law's home and taking instructions late in the night how to handle a file. The whole of Tamil Nadu is seeing it. The whole of IAS and IPS officers are seeing it. Being remote control. The same thing in Maharashtra, whatever has happened, is ditto happening in Tamil Nadu. CM being remote controlled by a third party. The internal rebellion brewing. CM's one of the sisters kept out, probably an MP who's the Southern Tamil Nadu MP, he's kept out, and everything is happening. It is absolutely right. And the similarities are so airy. What happened in Shiv Sena is same similarities. Maybe in Shiv Sena it took about 2.5 years, but Tamil Nadu I don't see 2.5 years. The family can sustain itself and hold it together. I don't see it happening, madam.
So you're saying that the DMK won't complete its term in power, and that the rumblings, we'll see that in the presidential poll voting as well. So interesting comments by you, Annamalai, and we'll hold you by that. We'll see what happens in the months to come. I also wanted to ask you about another controversy that's playing out, or what A. Raja said recently, when he said that if the centre doesn't give us the autonomy that we require, that we need, we will then again, don't make us push for a separate Tamil Nadu from India.
As the state president of BJP, I am writing a letter to the Honorable Speaker today seeking that A. Raja should be disqualified because he has gone against the oath. After becoming an MP, he has taken an oath on the sovereignty and the integrity of our country, believing in the constitutional process, believing in the rule of law. So what he has spoken to the stage, keeping his CM as the company, it has violated all his oath. It is only fair that the Lok Sabha Speaker initiates the process as per law. So today BJP Tamil Nadu is writing a letter to the Honorable Speaker that A. Raja should be disqualified as per law. Not only that, we will also be moving the court parallel in the times to come. So now we are very clear, the rhetoric cannot be allowed to flourish. What started in 1965, now they have stopped it in 1967, knowing fully well the government will get dismissed after the constitutional process kicked in. Now again starting it because they are cornered. Whenever DMK is cornered in Tamil Nadu, now BJP has cornered them. Their release route is always talking about the Tamil pride, culture, North-South divide, anti-Brahmanism, and talking about Tamil Nadu being a separate state. That is the DMK's release mechanism. Now they have got to their release mechanism, but this time we will not lead them. So we will corner them still, and we will go after A. Raja without a doubt.
Annamalai, also in response to that, one leader from the BJP, Nagendran, made a comment saying that we can divide Tamil Nadu into two. What's the party stand on this? Because that's something that every other political party in Tamil Nadu has latched onto, saying this is not okay either.
I don't agree with it. It's his personal comment. It is not the party's comment. I have spoken to Nainar Nagendran yesterday evening also. It is his personal comment, not the party stand. Our party, we believe in a united Tamil Nadu. There is no doubt about that. But if there are rumblings here and there, I can't control that. At the same time, any BJP leader talking also, we said it is not the party's line. They shouldn't say that also. And BJP believes in a strong and united Tamil Nadu. But what happens when people like A. Raja, when people like all those people, when they talk about divisive politics, I can't control somebody from Kongu Nadu because these are all issues in Tamil Nadu for a long time. Tamil Nadu formerly was Chera Nadu, Chola Nadu, Pandya Nadu, Kongu Nadu. That is how the Tamil Nadu bifurcation was there for a long time. The late 150-200 years, it has become a unified Madras presidency. After 1956, it has become a Tamil Nadu state. So a lot of people have this internal thing in their mindset. So, but BJP believes a united and prosperous Tamil Nadu is the way forward. There is no doubt about that. But what happens? DMK themselves keep talking all this nonsense about Tamil Nadu being a separate state. Then we can't control the narrative. Maybe a caste organization or maybe some organization within Tamil Nadu taking the plank. That within Tamil Nadu, we also want to separate Chera, Chola, Pandya and the Kongu Nadu because the cultural similarities are very different. So that is something which DMK has to be very conscious. Because once you set the cat out of the bag, it's very tough to bring the cat back. So I hope and pray the Chief Minister is very conscious of the oath he has taken and very conscious of what the people around him are speaking. If the Chief Minister loses the narrative, then only he should be blamed for it and not the BJP.
Okay, interesting comment that. And Annamalai, I also wanted to talk to you about the issue that the entire country is talking about right now, about a filmmaker from Tamil Nadu, Leena Manimekalai. I'm sure you know about this. Her upcoming documentary, the poster of which shows Kaali smoking a cigarette. What do you make of this entire controversy? Because we've had some very interesting political reactions from the likes of the Trinamool Congress, from the likes of Mawa Moitra on this.
Ma'am, one thing is, of course, in the society, there are many jobless people. We can't control who is having a job and who is not having a job. But the problem, what happens, people believe controversy is the sure shot fame for popularity. Unfortunately, many people in India believe social media controversy will aid the movie's promotion, will aid the popularity of their name. I think in this case, the particular director has taken the second route by taking the controversy to create a fame for herself and fame for the movie. But it's very unfortunate because yesterday also somebody has commented, can you do the same thing for other religious? But of course you can't do immediately. A fatwa will come or immediately the religious group will up and protest. Hindu religion is always a tolerant, all-encompassing religion, but doesn't give them any anybody the right to take things into their own hand. I think it's very, very unfortunate. I particularly believe in this particular case, the director wanted an easy fame or probably a name for the movie that she's trying to release. He took it. I think the best for the society is to just ignore. That is what we believe in. Just ignore and don't add fuel to it, and they will keep doing. Once we stop it, somebody person can stop it.
Okay.
That's the problem with India in the last 1 year. The
Hmm.
moment one person starts, when people shout at them, they stop it, and the second person starts. So
But
best
do
is
you
to
think,
not to react.
Annamalai, do you think the state government also should act here? Because this filmmaker that we're referring to, she's essentially a habitual offender, has put up very controversial posts on social media before this as well. Almost every single circumstance, it's mocking Hindu gods and Hindu goddesses.
Agree with you, ma'am. I'm not questioning it. Yesterday also I was given to understand the Uttar Pradesh police have registered a case against the particular director under different sections. And today, Tamil Nadu police counter. They have arrested a lady from Coimbatore for speaking in support of in support of the poster, meaning that against the poster. A lady from Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore, was picked up today morning by the Coimbatore police for speaking that the poster is wrong. Kaali was depicted in a wrong way. So the state government, Tamil Nadu state government, retaliation has arrested that woman in Coimbatore, where the BJP folks and others are in the police station right now to get her out. So that is the way the politics have become. So it's very unfortunate. The way the Tamil Nadu police have reacted is bad, and the way the CM himself is allowing all this to foster is also very bad. I hope and pray the civil society themselves will understand all these people. They want that easy fame, and it is best to ignore this kind of people. Or once the process of law is initiated by the UP police, to take it to a proper logical conclusion so that it acts as a proper deterrent for the next person. Either apply law fully and act as a deterrent, or to
Okay.
ignore them completely so that nobody talks about it, they keep quiet.